So if you make $38,000, you need to be handy. You need to know how to hang up a light bulb and put a fan up and put on a light switch. If you make $38,000 a year, you better cut the grass. You better wash dishes, cook food, wash clothes, fold. I mean, everything. Like if you literally.
If you only make $38,000, $50,000, you better cook. You better clean. You better wash my clothes. You better fold them and iron them and hang them up. No, because that is your value. That's your tangible value. Now you're 50,000.
Now if she's good in bed.
Even if she's good in bed. Listen, it's 2022. There's a lot of box out here. Your boy Rico Hundo here at 8 at the Table, and we are going to have a great day today. So this segment is going to be a little bit different, but nothing too far off from what we normally do. It's almost more so like a validating episode, right? Reactions. And if we say that it is official, then it's official. If we say it's unofficial, then that word is unofficial. And y'all gonna hear from me and the great Aaron the Renegade.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Aaron the Renegade. Thank y'all for tuning in. We love the love. We appreciate y'all, all the things y'all send us, the interaction in the comments. We really do appreciate it. We're an independent production, so you have no idea how much y'all support means to us.
Keep on keeping on with the date box. The date box is definitely dope. It's something that you can subscribe to, and then a box of all different ideas to make your dating life a lot easier will be in that, and the vibes are installed by 8 at the Table at your own home. Now, also want to give a special thanks to Driven. They have been supplying me with some great drip, and I definitely appreciate it. You're going to be seeing me wearing this pretty much throughout the rest of the episodes, as you may have already noticed. So let's jump right into it. I know Aaron said that she picked the first one that we wanted to validate.
You don't have teamwork skills. You don't work well with others. Bitch, you don't know how to communicate. Ho, you don't know how to operate in a household where everything don't just go your way. That is why you do better by yourself.
I love it. I actually reposted it. Shout her out. Shout her out. She got me a lot of traction, and I agree. I actually gave it an A+.
So let's grade. You guys want to grade this before y'all talk about it? Or
5 8s.
Yeah, I'll actually give her 5 8s.
5 8s out of.
Woo,
wow.
me and Aaron are agreeing today. What a great day! What?
Well, let's put a 1. We agreed one time.
Tally it up. All right,
I'm gonna give it 5 8s. Like, I think for the most part, I think people probably lack relationship skills, but I think that women, the way we're raised, building teamwork skills are not necessarily like at the top of the list. Like, for instance, like if you have a son and a daughter, that son is being raised. When y'all walk up to a door, you open the door for your sister. You know, if something happens, you put your sister on the inside of you if y'all walking on the street. So I think men are kind of like specifically trained to think not of themselves first, you know. Yeah. And so I think that it sort of translate, and women are opposite. We know that men are, you know, sort of indoctrinated, if you will, with men thinking of not thinking of themselves first, so it essentially puts women first. So I think if you always have this I'm first mentality, then why would you have any inclination to have teamwork skills?
Say that one more time. I'm first. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I've been on this show for about 4+ years, maybe 5, and I've probably been with Aaron for a few years, and this is the best thing she's ever said.
Shut up.
I just wholeheartedly agree, and I think that's the problem. To answer the question, Alan, when we talk about do women have poor relationship skills,
team building,
or poor team building skills, I think similar to what Aaron said, everybody has poor skills. But I think the poorest part of women when it comes to relationships is the willingness. It's a willingness skill that is not there, that is being lacked and is not present. So, and that's because everything is built for the woman, right? Men provide for women. Men get jobs for women and family. Men are with the woman to have a family, or, no judgment zone.
Oh yeah. I mean,
saying?
heterosexual
relationships. So now what happens is like she said, why would I think of anybody else? And I feel like in my personal life, that's my biggest issue when I date, because I've actually had an opposite, because I had a woman put me first my whole life, being that I had a single parent predominantly in my life, which was my mother. So now if I have somebody who is able to care and cater about me, that's the same gender that I'm dating, I'm expecting the same thing, and maybe I could be the one that's insane, right? Because the normality is that's not how it goes. But my life has told me that they are capable, and some of them are willing to actually cater to you and or help you out or be a team player and know what being a team player is. And yeah.
So I have a question. So if we're saying that it kind of generally starts at home, it's a societal thing, how do we curb that? Does that mean that parents need to start teaching their children that men aren't supposed to protect and men aren't supposed to provide? What does that look like if we're saying this is the solution? What does it look like?
I think that's very important for people to understand what time frame we're in. And people are confused about what time frame they're in. And I said this before. They're trying to pick and choose what part of the time frames that they want to run with. And it's not going to work that way. Now, if men are going to provide and protect for everything, then we should be going back to 30 to 50, 60, 70 years of the way life was, right? And nowadays, at least in America, I can say it is a two-parent working household majority, right? I don't care what race, ethnicity is you are, that's the reality of the situation. Two people need to work, two people need to contribute, two people need to, produce for the household and the family as a team. Granted, you do have your anomalies. There is a good, 10% that you can live a different type of lifestyle. But for the realistic and the odds, the reality is you both are going to have to contribute. So your typical gender roles are not realistic. You're a woman, you're going to have to provide too. I'm providing, you're providing, we're providing. And it's not about me providing for you. And it's not about you providing for me. Are we committed to us? Right? Are we going to provide for us? Right? Everybody's so singular minded that it's like, if I can't give to you, I'm not worthy. But then again, you can't give to me, so you're not worthy. So we're never going to have a solution here unless we understand that we need to give to us. And then if us have a family, that is part of us as well. This household, everything that falls underneath this household, everybody needs to provide for. Everybody needs to protect it in different ways. Listen, if you're a mother, you protect this family. How do you protect this family? You don't go out there twerking with your kid in the club. That's how you protect this family. You're protecting our image. You're protecting our integrity. Okay, how am I going to protect this family? No man is going to walk in here and touch anybody. So now we're both protecting. We're both providing. And that's the only way that we really need to have, only mindset that we can have to really have a solution.
Question. So men, and I'm just going off what you just said, so do men not have a responsibility to protect the image of their family?
I'm not saying that they don't. I was just giving a example because we already know how the critics are. If I say women protect, they're going to be like, well, how am I supposed to protect? You're supposed to be the man. Well, one of the ways that you can protect is through this. When there are different ways that you can protect, everybody needs to protect the integrity of everything. But I think that the word protect has been pushed as a men-only obligation.
Question, who's pushing that? Because I ain't gonna lie, in the comments, they be like, well, what you gonna do when somebody break in your house? First of all, no one's breaking into most people's houses. What are the chances of that happening in most cases? The chances of somebody having to provide, that's every single day.
Yeah.
Is anybody under threat of having their house broken into every day? No. And I'm just saying, these are the retorts that men are saying in the comments. You know, so I'm just wondering.
There's also another sense of protecting for men. For example, when we're out in a club, right? Or not a club. Scratch that. Let's have a little more class. And say we're out.
There's classy clubs.
Whatever. We're out at Whole
No.
Foods. Okay? We're at Whole Foods. Okay? And me, you,
Whole Foods is classy.
me and Aaron are looking for some.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Wegmans is more classy.
I love me some.
Right?
Really?
Shout out to Wegmans. Wegmans is way more classy
I mean, I shop
than.
at Wegmans, but I definitely think Whole Foods is a little bit. I think the produce at
know.
Wegmans are better.
Maybe the Westchester Wegmans is just better.
No, Wegmans is. I think
Very high class, right?
is the height.
You see how they get me off time? Anyways,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
what I'm trying to say is the way we protect is something like, let's say we're at a place like Whole Foods. It's not a club or Wegmans. Pick a place. I don't care. That's going to be a common ground for a lot of people.
The park.
No, not really the park. I mean, because if you think about the situation that I'm going to say.
Okay,
it
all
doesn't
right.
fit.
Okay, we're at Whole Foods.
We're in a grocery store, we're grocery shopping, right? And there's a man, and maybe he does say something very disrespectful to you, and you feel as if it was disrespectful. Now it's a man's job to protect and comfort her. How can that go? I'm not saying he has to get physically violent, but he must speak up.
What are the odds of that?
I mean, if you live in New York, New Jersey, men will do a lot. I mean, I can't put their business out there, but there was a situation where a guy kept looking at one of my friend's girls, right? And he noticed it, and he didn't say anything. But then when he started to like adjust his seating to continue to look, he had to speak up about it, you know? And the thing is, like, some women don't care. Some women do care. Some women do care that if a man keeps on looking at her a certain type of way, she might feel uncomfortable. And it's that man's job to be like, yo, listen, you know what I'm saying? I understand, whatever. Can you please stop doing that? And if a man gets bucked, like we got. I'm just saying some women do not like it.
I have a question. So, and this was mentioned earlier, I don't know who said this, about money. First of all, will a man be okay?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm saying, no, but, like, generally. Do you generally, when you look at people you know,
Yes.
do you feel like most men are going to be okay with, let's say that she's 70 and he's 30.
Yeah.
How many men do you know who would actually be okay with that? Not be threatened, can still, I guess, flex their masculinity, still protect, you know, because, and this is just my perspective, it seems like men want to be able to do that so that they can say, I'm protecting and I'm providing. You know what I mean? Whereas when your woman is providing, like, is your ego bruised? Are you okay with that?
If you're over the age of 30, you can't do it. That's what my opinion is. Men over the age of 30, I'm not saying can't, but most men over the age of 30 have that issue because that's the foolish ideology that they've grown up with. If you are under the age of 30, for example, when I graduated high school, there were the same amount of women in college my college, there was a 65-35 split with women to men.
65 women?
Women,
Okay.
35 men in college.
Wow, that's a lot.
So since I was growing up,
It is.
in my life, and people at my age, we're used to women getting money. It don't intimidate us.
You saying the
Men that's
generation?
older, they don't know.
My generation, like Generation X.
Yeah, you guys have
And millennials.
Well, no, millennials.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Millennial, right? No,
I am the first year of millennials.
Right, so he kind of don't count.
1993. You know what I'm saying? To whatever. So like,
He barely made it, like, by the skin of your teeth.
Actually, I'm 2 years. My fault. Me and Aaron went through this already in the text message. Stop putting my business out there. Like I'm trying to tell you.
You're the one that said the year.
Because I think that, like, you know what? Here's my thing, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it's just a personal opinion. Me and my friends always said, if you graduated from 2000 in high school, if you graduated from 2020 and beyond, or 2010 and before, you're lost. You're in no man's land, right?
2010 and before?
if you
2010
graduated before 2010, you are in no man's land because
You're
the
in
world
man.
has changed so much.
Yeah, and you missed out. Like, you're not even near the curve. You see, like, when I was in high school, I got, like, my first freshman year is when iPhones came out, right?
No,
Now,
you're behind. No. people who are after that or before that are behind. The millennials are the only generation who can operate perfectly within the Gen
No,
Z.
that's not necessarily true because I'm trying to tell you.
That's one of the main characteristics.
No, but I'm telling you because I was there, Aaron. We call them 2010ers. We call them 2010ers. They don't get it because they're lost. Because when they graduated high school, you gotta think about it. Or when they started high school, nothing has really transpired. Facebook just started. So they are already 18 years old, and Facebook is already started. By the time they're
Wait. For the record, forget about Facebook. Forget about MySpace. We didn't even have the
internet. Yeah.
I graduated in '95.
Yeah, but your ex.
Yeah.
Your ex, right. But I'm talking about millennials.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So like you have to have been in a position where, and I say this all the time, where, this is my opinion, of course I'm biased, we have a great position because we watched the world change as we were growing. We didn't have to adapt to it because we were already one way. We were actually being molded by the old and molded by the new in the same time. So everybody was just taking bits and pieces of whatever they wanted, right? Okay, let's rock with this from the new generation. Let's rock with that from the old generation. Okay, cool. So the internet was not new to us. We grew up with the first internet.
First of all, I totally disagree with what Rico was saying. Like, there's the main characteristic of millennials is that they were like the only like set of a generation that can maneuver between the old and the new. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 2010 or whatever. So I don't understand where the 2010 came from.
That's the first year. So you're technically agreeing with me because 2009 is not a millennial. But if you're on the cusp of it, that's why I'm saying we get the best of both. Millennials then don't get that. Well, unless you're unless you're on the cusp like myself, you're not getting the best of both. I guarantee if we take 2022 and we take 1980, 1981, 1980s.
I think that was a recession, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 80s earlier. It was coming out of recession from Jimmy Carter.
Okay, I don't even care. Pick the one that came after the recession, 1984, right? And let's compare how many rich 18 to 20-year-olds there are in both generations. And then
That's not a lot.
So you tell me who's working smarter.
Y'all,
you tell me who's actually winning and maneuvering life in their favor. The people back then or the people today?
No, but
You're comparing like an orange to a grape.
I'm saying that they figured it out. By like
They figured it out
Yeah,
because of all of the technological advances that the old people made in order to make their lives easier. Like, they don't have to go and do
old people. It was a couple old guys. It wasn't like a
Bill Gates is one of them.
Yeah, there's like 4.
No, there's a bunch.
There's
bunch.
4.
There's a bunch.
About 500 of them.
You can't-
Okay, cool.
okay.
And how many people were born?
300 million.
Okay.
Getting caught up in nuances.
No, let's do this. Let's do this. Take away the internet. Take away the internet, which would be the equalizer with the older generation, right? If you take away the internet, what these people doing today?
But okay, you ready for this? I got it. I got you right now, Aaron. Even if we did take the internet away. Let's say we take the internet away, right?
Sorry.
We wouldn't know. It's an irrelevant question because they have never had to do anything without it. Now watch this. Include the internet. Technically speaking, we've had older people with the use and access of the internet who were stubborn, that didn't want to utilize the internet. So then these kids took something that they had to grow to learn.
The millennials did it. How do we get on this topic from teamwork? To be someone who is, and I'm saying this as a person who's had to learn. I am a selfish person. I have always told people, like anybody I've ever dated, I'm selfish. I'm sorry, I don't think about others first. I think about Aaron Campbell first, and it took time for me to learn how to consider other people, and it really took checking from other people, being like, yo, you selfish as fuck. I'm like, damn, you know what? That wasn't right. So let me do better. But anyway, I think that you have to, have your first mind is to consider somebody else. Wow, how did I say this? How did that make somebody else feel? How did my actions come off, to somebody else? Like, we're just not like trained or brought up to consider other people, you know? And I think that's a societal thing. A father and a mother who are raising a son and a daughter, they're the ones who are instilling that stuff in those kids. You know, like they're the reasons why they don't have team building or teamwork skills.
That's the point that we're trying to say. These people we can't build a team.
So you're saying coming into a relationship,
Coming into
lying,
coming into a potential relationship.
Meeting somebody.
You're meeting somebody, lying about what you have.
we are having sex for the first time and I'm garbage. From that moment, you could be like, it's done. Like, I don't want to proceed. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if we're dating and you see I don't have team building skills, that's a different thing.
Marie, what we're trying to explain to you is this. I have Alan's car for 7 months. Let me make this make sense.
Yeah.
I have Alan's car for 7 months. So I'm borrowing his car. And Alan has a Cullinan. Okay? It's a very expensive car. And now you're thinking that I might have my own loft in the city, you have a nice little penthouse, right? That's costing me $10,000, $12,000 a month. But I'm using Alan's car, and you're thinking that my money is good. And what we're saying is that people are coming in with these illusions and holding on the illusions. It starts in a dating, but now you end up in a relationship with somebody who's struggling to keep and maintain the person that they're not. And now you're in a relationship with somebody who isn't what they're trying to be, but they're trying to be that for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So you can't build a team like that.
So are you telling people, what are we telling the audience?
To be transparent and be real.
Know how to change a tire.
Yeah.
Know how to change a tire.
I agree.
You understand? Yeah. If you can't cook, know how to wash dishes.
Agree.
Fundamental shit.
He can warm out the TV. Oh my God. I'm like, yo,
Walmart, put a TV on the fucking wall.
But then let him tell you that he makes $50,000 a year and his value decreased. It's so crazy in this world.
I thought so being crazy. Handy, that's not a fundamental.
That's a tangible.
Not if you make $38,000 a year.
No, if you make $38,000, you need to be handy. You need to know how to hang a fucking light bulb and put a fan up and put on a light switch. If you make $38,000 a year, you better cut the grass. You better wash dishes, cook food, wash clothes, fold. I mean, everything. Like, if you literally, it has to back. We talked about this. Remember, again, if you're an electrician, you add value to your household by knowing how to do all the electrical stuff. So your 38 is now, I don't know, 72. I don't know, you know, like you.
I ain't double. That's a stretch.
Well, no, because that's
other value.
Because wait, hold on.
That's a hustle. Because you got your job and you got your side gigs. No, that's a hustle.
But that's what women need to understand too. If you only make $38,000, $50,000, you better cook. You better clean. You better wash my clothes. You better fold them and iron them and hang them up. No, because that is your value. That's your tangible value. Now you're $50,000.
Now if she's good in bed.
Even if she's good in bed, listen, it's 2022. There's a lot of box out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting easier and easier by the years to get it. If you make $50,000 as a woman, you better come correct and do your due diligence in that household the same way as a man who makes $50,000 better know how to be handy. He better know how to do what, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think that's different.
It's not.
One is a life skill. If you're an adult, you should be able to wash your clothes. If you're an adult, you should be able to feed yourself. If you're an adult, you should be able to pay a fucking bill. Like, there's things like life skills. Being handy is a plus. It's not a life skill that you need to have to survive.
But then you know that
I can cook, clean, everything, but I don't know how to hang a fucking TV. So is that gonna affect my life in any way? No, but I will be fine.
But you know what happens? Now let's be realistic. Now you have a man and a woman. Now let's just say they both making the same amount of money, right? $38,000.
Let's say 50.
Okay, 50. He makes 50, you make 50. All you do is cook and clean. This is how we get back to the original question. I'm now fixing everything in this house. My value is saving us money. So now my value, you said, from 38 might be worth 72. So if we take that same ratio, my 50 is now worth 100. So now when I make that 100, and now you tell me you working too, you don't want to cook because you tired. It's like, nah, sweetheart. Because technically,
I agree.
we make the same, but we're not worth the same in this relationship.
Well, no, you are worth the same but you have to be able to do it. You have to, like, she has to hold up her end of the domestic whatever.
Agreed.
You got to hold up your end of your handy shit. Everybody has a role to what? Oh, sorry. Everybody has a role to play, and everybody needs to be willing to play that role. Perfect example. In my house, I do the majority of the cooking and cleaning. You know why? Because Shut up.
But why is it bad though? This is my
No, because I know why you dabbing me up. I do most of it. You know why? Because I'm better at it. I'm efficient at it, and no one's gonna come in my house and be like, "Ooh, they got a dirty ass house." No, you're gonna come home and shit is gonna be proper and perfect. Ain't nobody gonna ever come in our household and be like, "Ugh, your wife keep a dirty ass house."
Fact.
Never.
But you know what?
Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It needs to come.
No shade to Aaron, but if I was Aaron's husband, I ain't cleaning shit. Okay? Like shout out to Darren, that's my guy. He's a cool guy.
Shout
If
out.
I was Darren, I ain't cleaning shit in this house. You hear me? No.
Why? Why?
Because nigga, I
not a
get that
woman.
bag. You hear me?
Get a bag too.
It's cool. It's cool you get the bag. I ain't saying that you don't, but my bag goes to here. my bag goes to
Look,
here.
you need life skills, you need fundamentals, and I think that's the biggest thing that's been happening in relationships that is creating so much.
That people don't have life skills.
Yeah, we lost it because our whole life
Is on the internet?
our valuations went on the internet.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole
Oh.
that's what we
Okay.
have value.
Just
Gotcha.
lying.
Everybody is getting their appraisal from the internet. It's
Okay, okay, we've complained enough. What is the solution?
the solution is like get some life skills, my opinion.
So I think that is okay, so that's the solution is
Laps on these girls.
the solution is master the fundamentals. So in order to get to that solution, there has to be a complete mind change in how parents are raising their kids. You can't teach your son, where you can go out and play sports and you can go out and do this and that, but baby girl, you got to make sure you know how to cook. You got to make sure you know how to clean X, Y, and Z. Like, you have to raise these kids the exact same. And the things that no one's doing that, even though would you raise your son and your daughter the exact same
Yes, and I do.
in today's day?
Yes, and I do.
I'm not gonna lie. My kids really know they could cook. Like if my 14-year-old cook and my 11-year-old
I've seen I've
they'll
seen
cook
that.
food that will be like, dang, this thing good.
But that's not what I'm saying, Alan. What I'm saying, if you had girls in your house,
I don't. Well,
Right.
Woman in my house.
no. If you had but see, the thing is that you're not raising your
My
wife.
daughter is tougher than my stepson.
It has nothing to do with tough.
Because the way she's being raised, I think this, Aaron, and I'm not trying to trump what you're saying. I think that's an old school mentality. I think people, in order to really have that reprogramming, is that people need to stop, in the words of Alan, don't drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? It's not the parents. I think kids turn 18, 19, and then they see Rico, and they see Rico walking on a yacht with 5-6 women, and he goes, it's okay to have 5-6 women. Let me go do what is necessary to get that. So now that kid, he can't figure out how to get the money, so he starts scamming.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying. Same thing with the girl. There's girls that see other girls, right, with the top guys and all that, and they're like, well, how did she get him? She's naked on Instagram. Let me get naked on Instagram. And people are literally following others' footsteps to try to emulate their results. And
Yes.
that's what's happening. It ain't them kids. It's just the simple fact that the results and the desire is overriding people's moral compass of their character.
You know what this goes back to? At home.
Core values.
Core values. Like, you know who told me that I need to start saving to get a house? My parents. You know who told me that I should go to college, pick a career that aligned with my
But what if you don't?
But just listen, you literally just said it, Alan.
What if you don't live in a good home?
I'm talking about Aaron Campbell, right? So we're saying, go along the lines what you just
Raising
said.
kids.
Yeah, like
If we're talking about we're giving game,
exactly.
Right.
Like it starts at home. I don't care what nobody says. And even if you aren't in a great home, it starts with mentorship, somebody, in your life who can give you game, who can show you how to finesse, who can give you nuggets to help you figure life out. Some people don't know, I need to learn how to cook to survive as an adult.
Watch 8 at the table.
But that's my point.
not the plug.
The mentor, the thing is, and this is the thing, and I agree, I get what you're saying, but what I'm also trying to make sure people understand is that this world is different, and the game that Aaron has said, your mentors are not good mentors. People are having people that they're looking up
No, I
to.
said I said your parents first.
But,
Well,
but it's,
no.
it's a mentorship in a
It's a
sense.
mentorship.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So
now-
now of a mentorship.
It is, you're right.
Like they're not having good mentors, and it's coming from outside the house and inside the house, and the influence is crazy outside the house because 9 times out of 10, whatever you're accustomed to is as less valuable to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm in this house, this is a 3-bedroom house, and really having a 3-bedroom home is actually considered, a luxury. But I'm used to a 3-bedroom home. It's no longer a luxury to me. And now I'm watching this guy risk his life scamming and doing Ponzi schemes. And he has a 12-bedroom home estate. Now he is more impactful than my parents. And that's what people are not understanding. We're trying, and that's why I'm not trying to get too passionate, but people are trying to put so much blame on the parents. And I'm like, no. Listen, the world has now been able to be viewed in tenfold from now more than ever. I don't care what generation you are. And if I can now see everything that I never had and feel like I lived there because I watched them do their whole things, their routines on a day-to-day basis, that person is more impactful than my mom and my dad is. And it will always be. It does not matter. And it's important to understand as a parent, and I'm a new parent, it's important to understand to tell your children only believe half of what you see. Because that's what the problem is. People are believing all of what
Everything they see.
And they're running
And that's
away
killing your
from their
relationship.
morals. They're running away from their character.
To circle back, you're teaching that.
Yeah, but
That's a core value.
But I'm not a parent.
But you are a parent.
Well, I'm talking about to the world.
No, but
I'm not their parent.
but that's
so
what-
what I'm saying is there's the mentors like myself that are the outliers that are trying to correct those people.
You're right. I
Look,
agree with you,
know what I'm
but
saying?
it's you teaching it.
Yeah,
like
but-
you might say it in a different language for this generation or whatever, but what we're saying is that core value that you're teaching so that your child survives in the world of tomorrow is a core value. So when she is 15, she's not influenced by what she sees on social media. She's like,
She gonna already know his fate.
she's gonna be like,
Where did she learn it from? Social media.
she learned it
Yeah.
from
I'm
you.
social media too. You're missing what I'm saying.
But I agree.
She's learning it from social media.
He's learning it, but you're still saying what I'm saying. You're taking what you know. It doesn't matter where you got it. I understand that. 20 years from now, it can come from wherever. You are the responsible party while she's a child to teach her core values to survive in tomorrow's world. I know you're getting it from social media, but you're teaching her.
For the women out there, I want to just segue this because this is ties perfectly. Learn, the young ladies you should learn from the older ladies, right? Because the older vixens that didn't get it start hating on a new breed.
All the time.
They start hating on them.
Because they still want to be in the game.
They still want to be in the game because you know what happens? They never learned fundamental values. And this is the only game that they can play. And so that since this is the only game that they can play, they now have the new younger women coming in and controlling the game and saying, hey, you no longer fit on this market. And if you do, your price that was here is now over there. And I'm the price over here.
But the point of that is that everyone need to understand at some point you're gonna age out. Remember, I kept saying that when the sugar baby girl was here. You're gonna age out.
She said she was gonna go to a 90-year-old man.
I mean, whatever.
90-year-old man.
But I'm just saying,
Your old girl.
at the end of the day, you're gonna age out. It's just like the foster care
Yeah, I'm gonna
system.
need like a 20.
You're gonna age out, and you have to understand that. Yeah, you're up now. You're up now. Yeah, but you got to look at who's up next. That's what's really important.
Who's on your
and
heels.
if you cannot, and if you're being honest with yourself, and you know if you cannot rightfully compete with who is up next, you got to figure some shit out. Because you about to age out the system. Now what you gonna do?
And that's the craziest thing because, yo, here's the thing. Women this is free game for you ladies, I promise you. When we talk about vixens.
What you looking at me for?
Not because you're my homie. And you can attest to this, right? The younger vixens, right? You gotta learn from the older vixens. You know why the older vixens hate? Is because they don't possess any skills. So you know how you never become that? As you're a younger vixen, you learn your fundamental skills. So when you are an older vixen, you already are ahead of the younger vixens because the younger vixens, they can't actually cater to a man. They don't even know how to treat a man. They're young women. So a man might like them, right? They might like how they look, but they're never gonna like how they make them feel. And anybody in this world always remembers how you make them feel. So if you are a younger woman, you look at the older ones that are hating and be like, okay, cool. What did she do or what did she not do? And now let me learn what that is. So then that way, when I get to that age, I'm going to keep myself available on the market as a complete woman rather than a young woman.
I think the point is really just knowing how to pivot. You got to know how to pivot because when you age out, what's next? You got to know how to move around. Just like what's the Brandon Marshall show, the guys they call their show The Pivot. You know what? They had to figure out how do we stay relevant.
The other cats.
Yeah, no, but the original show, yeah. But they had to learn, like, yeah, we're hot. We made something. We're big shit. But how do we continue that outside of the original platform? You know, you have to be forward thinking. You got to know what your next move is. You know what? And you may have said this before. Everybody's living in the moment.
Oh, I did.
And I think older generations, so millennials and Gen X, they were not living in moments. They're always like, well, let me do something now so that I can be okay later. Or like, let me do something, let me save this $10 a day now so that I can have $100 later. But I think right now people truly live in the moment, and which is not always bad. Yeah, it's not always a bad thing, but I think
exaggerated.
No, it's overdone. It's overdone for sure.
Like, you doing too much. Like, I get it, but if there's a party on Thursday, cool, go, pull up. Oh, celebrities is there. Don't be pressed to be like, let me get a picture for the post. No, just
be in the moment.
Just chill.
Old guy. I'm not even gonna say old guy. Let me retract that. What I despise the most is that guy who's 36 years old, 37 years old, and he was outside. He was a DJ.
Strong.
Look, he was a DJ. He was a promoter. He was a rapper.
He was a producer.
He was a producer. Yep. He was, and then he's telling me all the stories on who he met, and telling me stories about the events that he was at, and I'm like, where are you at right now?
That's all that really matters.
And I'm like, yo, you spent all this time living in those moments and prepared nothing for your future. And now you telling me people be doubting you. No, you just made bad decisions consistently.
Nick, can I ask a question? And I've always said this. Like, I believe in a teammate, like somebody who, like, we on this shit
You do
together.
say that. We have a bunch of clips of you saying
Yeah, like, I really believe in that. And I think that what's important for us to remember is that your teammate ain't gonna always be the best for you, but it's gonna be the best for the team.
Okay.
Like, y'all may not always click. Y'all may not always get along. Look at Draymond and old boy the other day. He socked his teammate.
They're good now, though.
But they still on the same team and they still working towards the same goal.
That's called brotherly. That's for all my best friends.
No, I'm saying, no, but I'm saying, but that's the point. Like, when you're on a team and you realize your contributions to making the team better, it doesn't matter if we not always getting along. Right. It doesn't matter if shit is hard. You know why? because the goal is the team.
Wow, you know, I'm so glad y'all said that. That just made me think about something, and I think that a lot of people today are suffering from. And I think a lot of
Team
people
building.
Well, I don't even think it's yes, it is. Team building is a product of it.
Okay.
Right? They're suffering from team building because no one has bigger visions.
So we're gonna start our part 2, y'all. We taped earlier and we did some reaction videos. So we're gonna keep the party going on these videos. You know, everybody's on social media. Everyone sees these like viral videos. And so since we never really go into detail about these things and like really do reaction videos, that's what we're doing today.
Don't you think that Daddy and I have figured it out? Like, you're going to find somebody on your own and then do what? It's going to be a mistake. You know that. I'll fall in love with them and marry them. Oh my God, you did not use the L word. You know, love doesn't last. You know what the saying is in life? Love makes you blind. Why you want to be blind when we are there to give you the vision? You've been married to that for 23 years. Yes, and look how much happy we are. Look how much happy we are. We don't even say a word to each other. We are so happy.
No, all right, so like the first thing that what I'm gathering from that video is that she's basically trying to say like, why would you want to marry for love when marrying for love is now the worst thing that you can do, because it's the most inconsistent thing. And actually, people marrying for love has had more failures than they did successes. And the proof is in the pudding. We all know the numbers, right? So she's saying as an example, her and his father have been, it seems to be arranged marriage. And now that since they've been arranged marriage, they've grown to love each other and they've grown to become happy with what they were given. In which I always agree. Ask Alan, I've been saying arranged marriages work best, in my opinion. This is my opinion. And that's because that one thing I realize is people never know what they want. All right. And one of the worst things I've newly concluded is that we can tell people that you can do whatever you want and you can be whatever you want. No, you can't.
I was like, but you can't.
You can't be whatever you want to be. And you can't do whatever you want to do, and you can't choose whoever you want to choose. I'm not saying in the sense that, no, you don't have the ability. I'm saying that it will more likely be a failure than it will be a success. And I agree. Now, with that being said, I feel like back in the day, men and women married for business. In 2022, and I would also say probably within the last 70 years, let's go from like 1950s or so, men have been preconditioned to marry for love, while women have still been trained to marry for business. So men are the only ones marrying for love, and men are usually getting the short end of the stick, in my opinion. And it's because they're coming in with a different perspective, and they're not on the same page as the woman. Now, if men start to marry for business, just as much as women are marrying for business, I think we probably have a lot less divorces. I think that things will last a lot longer because everybody will have a good understanding of what they're going to be contributing to the family, to the legacy, and to each other. But when I'm a guy and I'm supposed to do all these things and jump through all these loopholes and burning hula hoops, right? Because I love you.
I love her, man.
I love her so much. And then the second I decide that I don't want to retire, you leave me.
And there it is.
Shout out to my boy.
All right. So I
had you and lost you.
No. I actually agree with the majority of what you said. And I've said these exact same things. I don't necessarily agree that marrying for love is the best move because, like in the video, love fades. You're in and out of love. So it's like if you don't love somebody, does that mean you should divorce? But I think you have to look at the bigger picture, like we were saying earlier. Like this is about us. Yeah. This is about the team. What is best for the team? Because at the end of the day, the team has a creed, the document. We're gonna build. We're gonna leave a legacy. We're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it's outlined. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to be dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily dedicated to to making sure we stay in love, because that's gonna come and go. It is what it is.
That's real couple goals.
Right. Exactly.
When you and your partner have a destination that you are going to go as a couple, that's a couple goal. Not displaying your love on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Not kissing each other and going on trips. That's not a couple goal. That's a fantasy.
Can I ask both of you guys a question?
No, Alan.
I'm with Aaron.
No, Alan. What's up?
Ask the
What
question.
is love?
Well,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I don't want to go.
I think the way we look at the general understanding of love is that it's a feeling.
Yep.
And but I think in reality, love is more of an action. It's like, because people want you to love them through the good, through the bad, through the bullshit, through the, so feelings won't align with that. Only actions, because actions are intentional. I have to intentionally do something to show you that I love you, even though you just talk crazy to me, even though we got into it last night. So I think that idealistically, love is a feeling, but in reality, I think it's an action. It's what we do.
Yep. And that's, if you think about it, that's what often happens. When we sit back and we have people who have stories, and even myself, I've had stories who ended up dating a woman who endured the most for me. And, it's only because I didn't understand that love was an action. Love requires many actions. One of them is strength, another one is patience, another one is forgiving, and another one is consistency. Those are 4 actions that need to be displayed whenever you love somebody. And if you're not possessing those actions, then it's just, a word at that point. It's just a fabrication to make me feel or believe whatever ideology of love that I have. Yeah, no.
I can see where that makes sense, because just like anything else, just like submission. Remember, everybody had a different definition for submission. I could see how.
That's not reality. That's called confusion and delusion. And that's the thing. Like, we go on, and I got to the point where I hate when people try to change etymology for their own ideology. Okay, I hate that. What is the core value of these words? Where did these words mean, intend to mean, and the origin of it?
What does Webster's dictionary say it is?
Yeah, and what does the Webster before Webster say it was?
Merriam, was it Merriam?
Merriam-Webster, whatever, whomever, right? But the thing is, like, when we say what is love, and it's like, because people grow up with these ideas of my definition of love.
Okay.
I need a woman who's gonna be an affectionate woman, because I need a woman who's gonna, do things that I ask her to do, because my love language is acts of service.
Oh.
You understand? And no, you know what love is?
Mm-hmm.
Selflessness. Undeniable selflessness. It doesn't matter if I want to do it. It doesn't matter if I possess the ability to do it. I'm going to do it for you. I'm putting you before all.
I think that, remember, you actually just mentioned this about the your love language. What you value determines how someone has to act with you. It determines how they communicate with you. Because, let's say, if I don't value acts of service, you bringing the groceries in the house is not gonna faze me. What's gonna faze me is, can we lay up on the couch and watch a movie and eat hot Fritos? You know what I'm saying?
I believe this. Love language is bullshit.
Wow. Tell me why.
Okay. Love language is bullshit. Love language is another excuse for people to pick what they want. It's like, you know what? I really want to be a dentist until you're a goddamn dentist. I really want acts of service until she don't do physical touch and quality time. It's like I'm tired of everybody in the Western civilization specifically having this free will to try to pick what they want and not understand what they need. Listen, we had a prime example of a woman telling the children, her children, look at me and your father. She didn't say look at me. Look at me and your father. We are happy. We've been married. They had an arranged marriage. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in coincidences, right? I personally had the luxury of watching an arranged marriage from start to today, okay? And it is of a different ethnicity.
They're Indian, right?
Yes.
Because these people are Indian in that
And
video.
they're Indian. And you know what's crazy? As much as they might bicker and complain about each other, them two work. I don't know how it works out, but they work. And I think that what Americans and us, people who think that the world is in our hands, need to understand that we're tainted by our own experiences. You know why I value physical attraction? Because I had 7 others. So you know what? I'm not gonna not have it. If I tasted steak, you can't convince me to eat tofu. It just doesn't make sense.
Tofu's not really that good from what I heard.
Yeah, like no offense to tofu and tofu
Never had
eaters.
tofu.
But like this is what I know. And this is why they say like I'm not gonna get religious, but most religions say never to marry out of wedlock. I mean never to have sex out of wedlock. It's not just a thing because of babies and protection. No, it's because when you actually only have an experience with one person, your curiosity will not kill that cat. But when you've had the experiences of all these other luxuries or all these other lifestyles or all these other partners, you're always gonna think there's more, and that's a disease that we suffer from more. The next one that we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna pick it. Well, it's not really me picking it. Me and Aaron actually agreed upon it subconsciously.
Which one?
Men date in your budget.
You know what really grinds my gears? When I see men who are always complaining about gold diggers and women trying to get after a man's money, it's like you're pursuing those women. Those are the women that you know that you like. You just cannot afford to maintain them like you can already see that they're being maintained. Her eyelashes extensions are on. Her nails are done. She got a nice bag, nice shoes. She drives a nice car. You know that you can't afford to keep up that lifestyle, but you want that kind of woman. You want her, but you don't want to do what it takes to get her. All you have to do is shop within your budget. It's like going into like Louis Vuitton and being like, look, these bags ain't no different than anybody else's bags. Why don't you just, I mean, this bag ain't really worth $2,000. I mean, you can sell it to me for $5 because really, I mean, it's not even made of real leather. It's this canvas tote. Like, come on, like just give. You're not going to go in there and try to negotiate because the price is the price. The same way with women. The women that you're approaching, you know that they want a certain kind of lifestyle. If you can't afford that lifestyle, leave those women alone. There are so many women out here who will pay your bills, who will let you drive their car, who will, help you fulfill your dream, pay your way through school. There are a lot of misguided women who will do all that for you, but you don't want them. You want the ones who don't want to do that because you think it's cute to break that woman and make that woman change for you. That's the big flex for you. The big flex for you is to get the baddie who you don't have to do nothing for. But you know good and well it don't work like that. Stop.
You know, Marie,
That's all Rico right now.
I really thought that
I
I thought better of you, Marie.
No, I don't have anything to say. Look,
I bet you don't. Because it's a woman acting a fucking fool.
her.
Yes, she's acting a fool.
Did she say that was wrong, Rico?
Okay.
Oh.
I'll tell you what she said that was. Well, I'll tell you the only.
I'm always
There's only one thing that she said right.
right.
There's only one thing that she said right.
What
There
is it?
are a lot of women that will pay your bills and
That's
let you
true.
drive their
This is
cars.
true.
That's the only thing she said was
What
right.
did she say wrong?
Well, first and foremost, men should never date in their budget. Ever. Men should never date in their budget, especially depending on how old of this man that we're talking. Because
37.
oh shit, well, he's already out the game. Well, 37. Listen, if you're 37-year-old
You should have
man
a
or
bag.
man or woman, if you're 37 with nothing, you fucked up. First and foremost, that woman that's requiring that maintenance, she's not even worthy of a budget. That's one. because her maintenance is being supplied by multiple men. Why would I pay for what other men are paying for? Listen, keep doing your thing, sweetheart. This is where she got it wrong. Men don't want to break them and change them. The men that want them to keep on having other people pay for her lifestyle. I just want to have her. I don't care. Like if
I keep her.
yo, we had shout out Blue Jazz, right?
Shout out to Blue Jazz.
We had Jazz say how she had a man and her other man was paying for the bills of the apartment and the car. You think her man cared? No, he's the dummy. The ex is the dummy. The ex is the fool. The dudes that's tricking on these girls, they're the real fools. Listen, there's no point for me to date in a budget when other people are maintaining this product.
Please.
You know how many women? So look, hold on. You know how many women are spending other? Okay, ready? You know how you know how many women are spending other dudes' money on a dude that they really like? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Why do I need a budget? Is she gonna spend your money on me?
That's gross.
That don't even make sense.
If a woman wants her to be maintained, if a woman, like, if I was in a position where I'm single and a woman says, "Hey, daddy," because that's what you have to call me.
Fuck out of here, Alan.
You're not gonna call me
Yo.
daddy. You need to go find your daddy.
She probably has a dad.
Then go let him take care of you.
Exactly.
And most good dads will take care of you until you're married.
I agree, and that's what you need to do,
Mine did.
right?
I will. Shout out Violet.
See? Exactly.
And that's what you need to do. But if you're gonna say, "Hey, daddy, I need my nails and hair, and my expenses are $2,500 a week," and a man agrees to that, giving you $2,500 a week to maintain yourself.
I feel like we are using like
Anomalies,
like
outliers.
5% of women
Yes.
to generalize 95% of our listeners. And if our responsibility is to educate our
Thank you.
community, I think what we're doing is irresponsible because the way you're talking, the average woman is not doing all that.
Because she's a good woman.
No, it's not.
No.
No, she doesn't have to be a good woman. She really doesn't. It's not about her being
She's
a good
not
woman.
that
Just because she's not an IG model, don't make her a good woman. Don't get that confused.
Speak on
I
it.
agree.
You see,
Speak on
that's
it.
problematic because you guys are projecting, and it's problematic. So you're painting a broad stroke
Yeah.
on women. And then you're saying, oh, you're not the IG model. You're the 9-to-5er. You're a good woman. And you're wrong. She's going to do you more dirty than 3 IG models could in one day. So don't do that. Let's not generalize.
Any woman that asks you for money or anything of an expensive value without truly knowing you and truly investing in you as well, whether that be time, sex, relationships, or actual monetary gains, she's a woman with no value.
Facts. Well, she values herself with money.
She's a woman with no value because she can be bought and the price of the dollar goes up and it goes down forever. So now what's going to happen is we got, and I'm not projecting, we got certain women, right? I'm not making a broad stroke now, right? I'm cutting it in half.
Appreciate
In half. And we have certain women that think that it's a man's duty to maintain them. And although I think it is a man's duty to maintain his wife,
Yes.
I agree with
it
that.
is not a man's duty to maintain a girlfriend
Or his fiance.
or his fiance.
It's a warm up.
That's a wife.
Or in my mind, a fiance should be a wife, but I know that
She's on her way though.
she's on her way. And if I could have a ring on you, you technically my goddamn wife.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rico. I appreciate you.
But to say I'm just getting tired of it because we got all these birds out here running around talking about maintain me. No, maintain yourself. Why should I maintain you? You don't even have a job. You're not getting a goddamn dollar for yourself. Everything that you're getting is getting given to you. You haven't earned a goddamn thing. And I gotta maintain you. Get out of here. As we gotta make sure that, and this is just for the fellas now. I'm not speaking for women. I'm speaking for men. We gotta make sure that, like, if you're gonna maintain and invest into your girl, right? I don't knock that, but make sure you're getting an ROI. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
ROI,
Make
return
sure
on
you
investment.
Get your ROI. Because if you're not gonna get a ROI, what is your investment for?
Rico, can I ask you a question before we go to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hypothetically, you're not in entertainment business. You're not in entertainment business hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 jobs. So you work at both of these places, right?
Something. Jesus.
And your girl's like, yo, put me through school.
My thing is, I would never put a girl through school, for many reasons. And the point and place that I'm at in my life, you need to match me. We got a bunch of women talk about hypergamy, right? Hypergamy. My fault. I got that from
Big shout out to Nikki.
Yeah. we got a bunch of girls talking about hypergamy, and I'm matching that energy. You better come correct. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting a girl through school who has nothing going for herself, so then that way she could run off with a degree and try to impress the next nigga.
I mean, I'm on the same page as Rico. Like, we're not married, so I'm gonna go with a no. I'm gonna be honest. It's a hard no for me, dog. You know, but like I'm just not. Like I'm more likely to like probably put my little brother through school before I put a boyfriend through school. You know, and I'm gonna tell you why. Same reason you said. Like there's no investment in our future. So the thing is that you're asking me to invest in you. You're not asking me to invest in us. Investing in us was us being married. We have a community pool of money, a community pool of debt, a community pool of every fucking thing. You're asking me to invest in you. And you know what, my friend? I'm sorry. I got to invest in me first. You know? Like, if you got a business or something, you like, hey, you want to be an angel investor, you can buy some shares. Yo, I will support you in that way.
A woman wants money. She wants you to invest in
her. Yes.
And what do you get out of it?
Nothing. You get no ROI. You get a headache. You get told what you can and can't do. And then at the end of the iceberg, you can't touch no one else. So now it's like I done paid to play for what?
For high maintenance.
I paid to play for a boss. Like I just want to say shout out Unique Brooks. She gave us $4.99.
Big shot all night. She's killing it.
Yeah, she's dope.
She's just yo.
She said, question.
We got her.
I told a guy to play. I guess you meant to say pay. I told a guy to pay me for my time since he was in between his feelings. We were both equally invested into one another. Was that wrong?
No, not really.
No, that was wrong.
No.
That was wrong.
Like, what about his time?
No. She's the one that's sure, and he's the one that's unsure. So it's like, if you want sure, you need to either leave me or go figure that shit out, or you need to like add to the equation.
Well, Unique, you're my homie, so don't take this offense.
Big shout out to Unique though.
But no, because if he's unsure, that means there's something
There's
that
a
he's
reason.
unsure about.
You're right.
And I'm not about to pay for something that I'm unsure of. No offense.
30s, that's like going to the grocery store and buying avocados. You better have a fucking plan.
It's right. You gotta know what to do with the avocados.
Facts.
Seriously.
You know how many avocados go bad in my house?
You gotta freeze them.
I be like, yo,
Put 'em in a
stop
shake.
buying these shits.
Molly shit in your car. You better have a party coming up because you know exactly how that's gonna end. Day one, you look at those brand new avocados, you're like, I got all the time in the world. You have
Not
5
really.
days. Like my dude, I tell him, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, you're gonna marry me. Like, I will propose to you. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm not gonna just let you watch me rot while you plan a scavenger hunt. So that I can hunt for my ring, following a treasure map into the woods like a fucking truffle pig. Like, can I have my ring, please?
Have my ring. I just wanted to know, the ladies in the room, did you have a kid before 30?
I did.
Yes. Oh my.
Yep, I know. I know y'all did because y'all are good women. No, you have a conscious choice. There's a difference. It's a real big difference.
I'm an awful woman.
No, you're an outlier. You've been married for mad long. Stop together,
No,
whatever.
but what I'm saying is
You
this.
get what I was trying to say.
No, I do. I know what you're
Don't
saying.
do that, because you just make the other ones that.
Yeah. Yeah, Rico, I'm sad now.
Oh, but
You
listen.
gotta have a plan with dating a woman that is over 30.
But
She's right.
but
But she is right. And the thing is, I'm not gonna. I give her 5/8. All right. You gotta.
5?
I give her 5/8.
It's a good point.
She has a good point.
The
She has a
eights.
solid joke.
4 8s.
She got a good joke, a good point, and I've never heard the joke before with that analogy. So I give it to her, and I hate avocados. So yeah, but she was able to make me laugh with it.
Caribbean avocados?
It don't matter. So what I will say is, a woman over 30, I will agree you must have a plan. For the most part, I would say really 32, 33. Because the 30-year-olds be in denial that they're 30. But the 32 to 33 and above, you must have a
29
plan.
and
30.
99.
You guys ready?
That.
You guys ready? No, I got it.
Phone real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just that easy.
Kyle, it's been that easy. Here.
Ooh, I'm gonna check your social media sites.
Kyle, check Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to do.
I can check your text messages too.
Kyle, look. Do you see these matching ring tattoos?
Yes.
Do you see this great ring that you got me?
Yes, and that thing is blinging.
That means I'm not going nowhere. I'm not one of these little girls. I'm a grown-ass woman. Why would I care if my husband go through my phone?
Ooh, okay, boo. I don't really want to go through your phone. I was just asking.
Kyle, come on now. You know better than that. You don't got nothing to worry about.
Well, you promise?
I pinky promise you.
Oh, my boo.
Yo, listen, if a girl, this is what should, listen, first of all, men, don't you ever go through your girl's phone. The second that you go through your girl's phone, you've already deemed yourself as a weak herb in her eyes, okay? If you're gonna do it though, do it when she don't know.
Still lame.
Now, speaking on this was a setup. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I did this trick before. It's like reverse psychology, right? You want to go through my phone? All right, you sure? You can go through it. You sure I could go through it? Yeah, ain't nothing to hide. Oh no, I'm good. Cause now it's almost like a fake,
Bait. It's
a fake,
It's like
a fake okay.
It's like a
The
pump
allure
fake.
is gone.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
pump
Yeah,
fake.
the excitement.
If I was to panic
That
and be
would
like,
be
no, you're not
psychos.
going through my phone, which is my always answer. You're never going through my phone. But if I was to panic, like, no, you're not going through my phone. Why you gotta go through my phone? Next thing you know, you already raised suspicion. So if you ever ask her, and you should never ask her to go through her phone, and she says yes, try to take it
All
and
right.
see if the energy changes.
All right. Say it one more time.
And see if the energy changes.
where it's at.
So Andre sent another 20,000 pesos.
Big shout out. We cut Rico off, yo. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. He said, I, Andre, and my wife, Andrea, never go into each other's phones. One year I went to the States and forgot my phone here. Andrea never touched it because we don't want mental games in a good marriage.
Wow.
Yo, I'm trying
If you
to tell
think,
y'all,
if
y'all
you,
ask
if
me
you
why
think
do I
that,
like Colombia
if you think
so
your wife
much?
did not, if you think your wife did not touch your phone when you were here, then I'm flying on air right now.
But I believe him.
She went through the phone and didn't find nothing.
I believe him.
Gene could leave his phone. I'm not going through his phone.
Yeah, like
Like, I promise you.
I
like,
agree.
I can't leave my phone.
100% I won't.
I
No,
agree.
I can't leave my phone.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate the love. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. We post every day, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Y'all, thank you for the love, the support. We out. Peace.